today from your personal time with your families to be here. I'm Jennifer Brunner. I'm running for Secretary of State because I want to restore trust to Ohio's election process, and I want to change the way Ken Blackwell runs elections here in the state of Ohio. Elections in Ohio should be free, fair, open, and honest, and that's what I stand for. Anyone who's eligible to vote and who wants to vote ought to be able to do so easily without having to wait in long lines, without having to go through all kinds of hurdles on voter identification, without having to be forced to vote a provisional ballot when it's not necessary. And it should be in a system that we can audit and verify so that it's reliable and we trust its results. I will bring the experience of many years of working in the election field and my work as a judge to make Ohio's election system much better than we've seen it operate in the past. Let's take, for instance, having been a judge, I understand that when you're a judge, you are protecting the process. And folks, we live in a democracy, and a democracy is not a monarchy as much as George Bush would wish it would be. It is a system, it's an institution, and the Secretary of State's job is to protect that institution. We should never have a Secretary of State like we've had with Ken Blackwell, who used the office and the title to campaign for President Bush, to campaign for State Issue 1. The Secretary of State must be neutral, fair, and impartial because democracy is fragile and it's only as good as what people believe it is, and if people don't trust that process, they're not going to participate and it's not going to work. I understand that. I also understand the nuts and bolts work that it takes to make an election work with 88 county boards of elections. Because in my private practice of 13 years before I took the bench practicing election law, I represented Lee Fisher, our great candidate for lieutenant governor, as he ran for governor back in 1998. I represented Vern Wright for 4 years when he was Speaker of the House Democrats for 6 years, the Senate Democrats, the Ohio AFL-CIO, and many labor organizations under that umbrella on campaign finance issues, as well as the Ohio Democratic Party. I've served on the Board of Elections in Franklin County. I would venture to say no other candidate has run for this office with these kind of qualifications or experience, and I will get the job done. So, the road to the White House is going to run through Ohio, not just in 2006, but again, more importantly, in 2008. And we all want a Secretary of State who if that Secretary of State is doing her job, and that will be me. No one knows my name like they knew Ken Blackwell or Catherine Harris, because that means that Ohio is working as it should. We are no longer the albatross around the neck of American democracy, and we can be proud of the great people here in our state. And we, by opening the system up and making sure that it's free, fair, open, and honest, I think a Democrat just might get elected president.